Hi. Hi, my name is Eugenia Aleynikova, and I help spiritual men and women magnetize their dream partner and create the love life they desire and design relationship they love. And today I'm joined by an amazing lady Spencer. It's coming on now, so just wait a minute. It says that it's adding her.
Hello,
Hi, how are
how are
you?
you?
Oh, I'm great. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. All right, I'll let you do your introduction and then I'll join in with issues, which then taps into the whole schizophrenia, bipolar. So any of those on the spectrum, I work with
Mhm.
that in terms of talking therapy and the psychological issues. So I just don't look at how we fix this. I look at why, what's going on, what's beneath this. So rather than
Right.
just putting a band-aid on it, we stir it up. I stir it up. I go beyond that. I go back to the childhood. I do all of these sort of psychological things
Mm-hmm.
and then work
Mm-hmm.
from that way forward. And it does vary what sort of modalities and modules I work with my client because everybody's different. So it has
Right.
different modalities such as cognitive behavioral therapy, psychoanalytic psychotherapy, we've got transaction analysis, and it goes on. So it depends on what the client or patient is presenting, then that's the
Mm-hmm.
modality that I use. So I do
Mm-hmm.
have a few areas that I have a bit of a passion with, such as relationship, but I'm not
Beautiful.
limited to. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
passion because I've been through relationships myself and I've got a thing for it, but it's a very broad spectrum. So just to narrow it down, and so I'm not talking about the broad spectrum of psychotherapy. Tonight we're talking about relationships, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we have a beautiful topic too that we have both feel very
Yes.
passionate about
Mm-hmm.
how we can make our relationships better and what we can give our audience to take away so that they can implement three easy steps that
Mm-hmm.
you can, because we all want a better relationship now. We don't want it like somewhere down the line. We want it now. So how can we better our relationship? And I just want to acknowledge our audience and people who are tuning in. Thank you very
Mm-hmm.
much for tuning in and actually spending this evening with us. We're gonna be here no longer than half an hour, and we will try to fit everything into this half an hour and really give you the most of our knowledge, of our passion and our desire to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you start, so basically three ways to make a relationship a better. And
Mm-hmm.
the first thing I could think of sort of is learning each other's love languages because we get into
Mm-hmm.
relationships and we're so passionate, which passion is a big aspect of relationship, is very much needed. But if you have all that passion and you're fueling it to something that is not being received well, then all of that is
Mm-hmm.
in vain. So my
Yeah.
stance is that the first thing you ought to be doing once you start getting to knowing each other and you start dating and courting each other is finding out what the love languages are. What's your partner's love language? Because a lot of the
Right.
times persons they tend to buy gifts or do things that they think the person may appreciate, but that might
Mm-hmm.
well not be the way they receive love. It might be quality time, because as you know there are
Mm-hmm.
5 aspects of the love languages. So there's words,
Yeah.
speaking, affirmation, verbal affirmation all the time. Somebody might want you to say I love you, but somebody else
Mm-hmm.
it might be gifts, for somebody else it might be quality time, and for the other
That's right.
person it might be physical touch. So there's a broad
That's right.
spectrum in which you can choose, and some people do overlap, but it's finding that and loving that person in that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. It's so important actually to be received when you show in this form of affection. It's
Mm-hmm.
like for some people, they might want to hear that, hey, I love you, you look amazing. And for some people, it's like, I don't really care if you say those words of affirmations to me. I want you to
Absolutely.
touch me and show me through touch, or
Mm,
I want you just to give me gifts. And it's like, whether you say I don't really care.
I know, right? Christmas is around the corner, so if your partner love languages gifts, then you know exactly what to do. If it's about spending quality time, make sure you're spending that Christmas day, you're waking up early, you're doing all these things together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like maybe you want to cook a dinner
Hmm.
for one another, and it's like, actually, well, I would prefer you just to tell me that you love me and give me a present. It's like, don't worry, I'm gonna cook a dinner myself.
Hmm. I know, right? And you know, like you said about cooking dinner, and I think that's quite important. So we're aware that presents and gifts and stuff doesn't have to be ostentatious. It doesn't have to be over the top. It's about you making the effort and taking the time to
Mm,
spend that time with that person. So
mhm,
cooking a meal isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg, is it?
mhm,
But the
mhm,
person can
mhm.
appreciate it. So yes, I think
Absolutely.
that's important.
Yeah, and I find the little things, these are the more that makes the biggest difference, because
Hmm.
it's like little things, subtle things, but the absence of those eventually all add up into one huge thing. And then when that thing is not there, it's actually, hang on a minute, something doesn't seem to be working right. So
Exactly.
yeah,
So I was saying that's love language is one way to make your relationship a lot easier. How about you? What do you think is one of the ways to sort of enhance your relationship and make it a lot better?
So I feel, I was thinking a lot, and it's like one of the most easiest ways
Hmm.
for me to bring relationship together and to bring fun and joy into it.
Hmm.
It's laugh a lot together.
Wow. Hmm.
Yeah, because laughing is such a high energy, it's high vibration, and you connect on such a different high vibrational level with
Uh-huh.
one another. Sharing
And
a same sense of humor is so important, and ability to find same things funny
hmm.
together, it means really a lot. And the truth is, it's like we so busy at work, being busy with our projects, being like very serious, knowing what we need to get done and all the rest of it, that we forget that, hey, listen, our life is for joy.
Exactly.
We
And you
are
know, you're talking
here
about
to.
the laughter. When you do laugh a lot, like you were saying, it releases all that endorphins and the dopamines, and that's what gets you excited, and all the
Abs-
adrenaline start going. So yes, it encourages eroticism. So once you start
Absolutely,
laughing, you're on a uphill from there, end, isn't it?
absolutely. And the truth is that when we laugh, we actually release so much,
Hmm.
and and actually it's very contagious. I like, have you ever noticed, is like when you start laughing like for no reason, everybody else wants to start laughing also.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
right.
I guess so. We're talking about love languages, then we're saying laughter.
Laugh.
And I think the third one for me is dating. And I'm
Mm,
very up on the dating because my partner, he dates me a lot and I really, really enjoy it. And I really appreciate the dating, no matter whether it's sort of the honeymoon period or it's a long-term relationship. Having that date,
mm,
taking the time, thinking about something that you want to do together, getting excited for it to come because when you're going on a date the evening during the
yeah,
day, you're thinking about it, you're having little butterflies, you're quite excited about it, especially if
yeah,
it's sort of spontaneous or you don't know where you're going and it's this little surprise and you're quite curious and all the little
yeah,
things that goes on like when you just met the person is quite nice to keep that
yeah.
going.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And what also it is, when you date each other, you have this anticipation of
Hmm.
what is going to happen. Is like you have this preparation time. Oh my God, yeah, I really want to go to this place and experience that. I
Mhm.
wonder how it's gonna go. Oh my God, it's like what I gonna wear. Like for the girls, for sure, it's like what I gonna wear.
But
Oh,
that's
I
it.
want.
That's it. And then even though you're together and you're going out on a date, there's something about that that sort of ignites that sort of feeling like when you've just met, and that can only
Yeah,
serve to be healthy for your
yeah,
relationship. That little, I get quite giggly and I just love it all. I just really love it. And I think
yeah,
it's really healthy and something that we should encourage in relationships. So like
yeah,
I said before, that love languages, understanding what the person's love language is, and then you added about the laughter and the experiences of laughing
yeah,
together and how important that is. And now I'm
yeah.
saying with all of that together, if you know what the person likes and you're laughing together, then date each other. Make it an appointment to date each other. You know,
Yeah.
each relationship is different, so only you can decide, what is feasible, what will work.
Mhm,
It doesn't have to be every day, it doesn't have to be every week, it could be once a month. But you have to
mhm.
decide as a couple what works for you and what is best
Yeah,
suited for the situation and your lifestyle. But make sure you're
mm,
setting time aside for each other.
definitely. Stevie
Mm.
B. Bastin says, you have a caring partner who likes dating, Lady Spencer.
Yes, I
Uh,
do. I have been. Well, you know what? I've kissed my fair portion of frogs, so I think I deserve it. I really do love it. I love, open the car door. I love all of that. He is a real gentleman, and I really appreciate it. And
mhm.
inside, and the lady I am, is really, really good. So yes, so I advocate dating, no matter how
Yeah,
small it is.
yeah. So Stevie says, I like dating, but I don't have money. And Stevie, for this, I can tell you there is so many things that you actually don't have to spend money on. It's just
Mm-hmm.
using a little imagination. It's like going on a date. It doesn't mean like to take your girl into the fancy restaurant. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean like that you have to just over the sudden to splash the cash that you don't have. What it means is just bringing the thought into attention of creating something
Mm-hmm.
absolutely relevant to your ability. It's not just because when you don't do this, it's like you come home, you have dinner, you watch EastEnders, and you
Routine, it
go to
becomes mundane.
yeah, it
Same old, same
becomes
old. So, Stevie,
absolutely
I'm talking about dating. My partner, he likes to be outdoorsy, and it's not my forte. I'd rather sit in front of the telly and do something indoors. But just going for a long walk in a nice countryside where it's quite picturesque, that's a date and it
yeah,
doesn't cost us anything.
right. So here you are, Stevie. There is no more excuses not to go on dates.
Exactly. We're not buying that one.
Absolutely. And it's like, listen, there is in nowadays, just go on the Eventbrite. There are so many free events that you can go to. There is so many museums that are free and you can explore those. There are so many parks you can visit.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much going on everywhere. It's just open up your vision and actually realizing, hey, right, outdoors doesn't cost you anything to be
No, it doesn't.
outdoors.
No, it doesn't. I like
Yeah.
cooking a meal. I like making the effort of cooking a meal and dressing it well. It could be
Hmm.
so many things. You just have to be quite creative and use your
Yeah.
imagination. Go on, Stevie,
Yeah.
you can. But
Yeah, absolutely.
while we're on that, I was just thinking maybe we could recap it here. And I don't know if you want to add anything to what we're talking about. So we've got 3 points, which we said would help to make your relationship a lot easier. And that
Yeah,
was love
it
languages,
was
understanding
the
your
language.
partner's love languages, laughter, having
Yeah,
experiences together, which ties
yes,
into dating each other, whether that's short term or long term, just spending
yeah,
quality time. Make sure those
mm,
endorphins and dopamines are racing, they're being released, and you're having good time, good quality time together.
mm,
You're being spontaneous and you're
yes,
having
yes, yes.
fun.
It's all about quality time together.
Mhm.
In the end of the day, it all ties down to spending a quality time together where two people
Mhm.
are completely present with one another and giving each other undivided attention. And it's like in our technological age, it's so
Mhm.
easy to get distracted when you're together, but you're completely disconnected, checking your phones and emails
Tell me
and
about
things
it.
like.
Tell me about it. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Hmm.
So,
All right. So you have a event this weekend because you do conscious dating, don't you? So tell us about that.
so actually, this weekend I'm speaking at one of the events,
Okay.
and it's called Better Relationship, Better Sex, and it's for men only.
Okay,
And what
reiterate that one. I did not hear you. So that is for.
it's for men only, and it's called Better Relationship and Better Sex.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about spending a quality time with your woman,
Mm-hmm.
this is all about it. How can you spend the most quality time with your woman, give her the best attention, better your relationship, better your connection, so that you have the best sex possible. I mean,
Wow.
when you have the better relationship, the better connection with one another, it
Mm-hmm.
really, really creates the rest of your life absolutely amazing.
And
And
just
sex is
out
one
of
of them.
curiosity,
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, I think I lost Lady Spencer, but let me just bring her back. Oh, Johnny says yes, honoring each
oh, sorry
other's
about.
presence.
I'm not
Yes,
sure what
Johnny.
happened.
Oh,
Okay. No, I was
no
saying I was
problem, no
really,
problem.
I was curious, out of curiosity, sex is for both male and female. So I'm wondering why is this seminar direct at males only? What's the ethos behind it?
So our men's and women's conditioning is very different.
Mm-hmm.
So our women's conditioning is one, and for men is completely different. A
Okay.
masculine and feminine
Yeah,
completely
masculinity,
different.
feminine.
So
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you'll be
yes,
focusing on
so
how the man taps into the femininity of the female, and okay, got you.
absolutely. So yes, so we will be focusing on a men's conditioning and
Mm-hmm.
how to actually honor and acknowledge your desires, how
Yeah.
to honor and acknowledge your relationship with a woman, and how to give you tools to make sure that you create the best relationships. Because what I find personally, for the man is very hard to admit that they don't know something, because
Uh-huh.
we all expect there's no sex education, there is no relationship education for anybody. And when you feel like something as a man, you don't feel that you can't even say that, hey, listen, I actually don't know how to like, for men is so many less feelings available than for women. And
Okay.
this is
And I
one of
know
those
you're
things
speaking and you're
that
saying
comes
men. Is
into
this all?
spectrum.
You're saying men. Is this all men? Was there a
Yeah.
research then to sort of quantify this, or is it some men or most men?
In
Can you
terms
hear
of
me?
what condition, what, sorry, yeah, say
No,
this
no.
again.
Sorry, again. Most men or all men have the same condition?
Oh,
Hello, are you there?
yeah, I think yes, 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 I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. It's fine. I was asking you
Hello.
to quantify the research, or it's okay. We'll leave. Before I go, I just want to also mention about my event, which is. Can you hear me?
Yes, please do.
It's getting
Yes,
a bit.
please do.
Okay.
Yes,
Now I
yes,
want to
yes,
mention about my event, which is on the 23rd, which is this Friday, and that's a
yes.
networking evening. It's our company therapy. and it will be in central London, Grange City Hotel. And it's about mental health. You know, as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of support network. So it's about networking, meeting like-minded persons, and having a good time while I do the company launch in the same breath. So you're all invited, and I'll see you on Friday. Do you want to say anything before we close? I know you're struggling to hear here.
I'm not really sure. The people say that they can hear you very well, but I cannot hear you very well. So somebody said, people say that they can hear you, and
well, that's fine. I think we can call it a wrap now anyway. And was there anything you wanted to add before we go?
Well, I want to add that, ladies and gentlemen, please know that all relationship requires some effort, and please don't be shy to put that effort into your relationship. It's like watering a seed that eventually gonna sprout into the beautiful tree so you can enjoy the fruits. Absolutely. So it's absolutely worthwhile invest in a good relationship. So if you feel that you want to learn more, enjoy more, just please go ahead and do it. If you feel that there is room for growth and to better your relationship, don't refuse yourself in that. Just embrace it. Absolutely. We were created to enjoy and spend our life in joy. So please don't be shy and enjoy your life. And would you like to add anything to that?
No, I think you've summed it up quite nicely. And with the poor reception, I think it might be okay just to wrap. I think we cover the whole essence of what we wanted to talk about, which is about 3 easiest ways to sort of make your relationship better. And I think we have conveyed that, so we can wrap it here.
Beautiful. Well, I would love to absolutely thank our audience here today. Jay, Alia, Johnny Darton, Stevie, thank you so much for all of your comments. Avia says, we have been together for 20 years and still have to prioritize each other. This is so beautiful, Avia. So beautiful. It's
absolutely
having this respect for one another is absolute key.
Yes.
So thank you very much, and lots of love.
And I'll see you guys on the 23rd. I'll see you all on Friday. We can talk some more about relationships, and I'll give you some tips of how to enhance your relationships. All right, you take care, and we sign off here.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.